It was a canine presale that had been abandoned by everyone. Nevertheless, when I laid eyes on it, I decided to choose it as my lifelong contract beast. People ridiculed me, labeling me as a fool. The shop owner even remarked that the Gale Hound possessed weak bloodlines, mocking that both the Hound and I were destined for failure. I disregarded this because I had awakened a divine presale system that allowed me to perceive all hidden evolutionary paths of presales, and the Gale Hound's bloodline was epic, a hellish lineage. It will evolve into the fearsome divine realm Yama Wolf. In this world, people form contracts with mythical beasts. 1,000 years ago, a demon god led an army of beasts to invade Earth, trampling every inch of land with iron hooves, aiming to cover the world in darkness. Faced with this dire situation, humanity's potential awakened, and some exceptional individuals could command these beasts, earning the title of Beastmasters. Now, a demon dragon is causing chaos in a cozy room. The presale support crashed in the residential area. When I saw a huge dragon head on the balcony, I was so scared that I trembled. Crimson dragon blood splashed onto my face like waves, and then I seemed to hear a girl's voice in my ear. In the beginning of chaos, heaven and earth were not yet anticipated. No alliance without heart's blood. Jiaoling in the void, with blood as truth, words as attire. Listen to the command to shatter the corpse flame. As the voice ended, a ball of purple flame hit the demon dragon directly, ending its last breath. At that moment, I kept wiping dragon blood off my face. When I opened my eyes again, I was shocked to see Qinglong Academy's headmaster, Su Ruyan, in front of me. She apologized for the house damage during the operation, and assured me Qinglong Academy would repair and compensate later. After saying this, she handed me a business card and left with the other beast tamers. Watching her leave, I was filled with excitement, hoping to become a presale master, but I didn't even have money to buy a presale. I can't join the national exam for presale masters. Just as I was worried, a black and white dog jumped into my arms. It was a silly husky. This guy started licking my face, leaving me puzzled, wondering if he followed the dragon here. What a strange start with a husky falling from the sky. But I quickly realized this husky resembled the swift wind dog from textbooks, with low bloodline and no need for spiritual power, so maybe I could keep him. But only 3 days remain until the national exam for presale masters. I probably won't make it, but I have no choice, so I made a contract with the Gale Dog. The next morning, I took the Gale Dog to a beast shop, deciding to give it to someone who could afford it, as it ate a week's worth of my food in one night, and I can't keep him. Besides, there's no future with me. At that moment, the shop owner opened the door and asked why I was at the entrance. I held up the Gale Dog and said, "I'm giving you this jade beast, do you want it?" Unexpectedly, the owner told me to leave. He said, for a beast like the Swift Dog with such a low-grade bloodline, it doesn't even have an evolution path. Who would be foolish enough to buy a Swift Dog? Hearing this, it hid in my arms, wiping its tears, and the owner's attitude really annoyed me. There's no such thing as a useless presale, only a useless presale master. But then, a look of shock appeared on my face because I saw a system frame pop up on the Swift Dog's head. It showed that the initial stage Swift Dog had a hidden bloodline of epic quality, Hell Bloodline, with a hidden talent of Hellfire that could deal true damage to enemies, ignoring armor defense, and a hidden evolution path. Hellgale Wolf, Hell Nether Wolf, Divine Realm, Yama Wolf. I couldn't believe it, so I rubbed my eyes and found that the system panel was still there. What exactly is this hidden evolution path? And can't the pet shop owner see it? Is this panel only visible to me? At this moment, my classmate Suje, who is also the son of the richest man in Qingfeng City, walked over. Upon seeing me, he started mocking. "Isn't this Xiaoxing you? I remember you weren't planning to take the national exam because you didn't have a pet. How come you have money to buy one now?" Hearing this, I hugged the Gale Dog and was about to leave. "Let him mind his business, but Su." The mockery didn't stop. It was actually Gale Snow. Seems Lena was right. You really don't want to apply to the Presale Academy, and someone like you couldn't get in. Hearing this, I was stunned because the Lena mentioned is my girlfriend. Suja sneered, "Didn't you know Zhang Lena's been with me for a while now?" At that moment, Lena walked over, holding Suja's hand, looking flustered upon seeing me, not expecting her gold digging to be found out. She told Suja she had nothing to do with me for a long time. I was furious. Pointing at Zhang Lena, I shouted, "Don't forget how I approached you when you were down. You can stay with this nouveau riche, but remember, I was the one who ended things." With that, I quickly left with my Gale Dog, not wanting to hear more of their noise. Since everyone calls the Gale Dog a worthless presale, let's see what the future holds for us. 3 days flew by, and the National Higher Presale exam began. My arrival caused a stir among teachers and students, because everyone knew my July presale was the Gale Dog, and I was applying to Qinglong Academy, the top of the 4 academies. Ignoring their doubts, I confidently approached the Qinglong Academy admissions teacher. "Hello, Invigilator. I'm here for the exam." Chen Qinyan heard this and removed his hat. Curiosity about my skills was high since I was the only one from Qingfeng District applying to Qinglong Academy. Suddenly, Suje came up behind me shouting, "Xiaoxing you really don't know your limits. In 5 years, Qingfeng had 5 major exams and only 8 students tried for Qinglong Academy, with none admitted. Yet you dare to apply? If you get in, I'll kneel and call you Dad." My eyes filled with anger. "Then clear your throat and get ready to call me Dad," I retorted. Teacher, I'm ready to start the exam, Chen Qinyan sternly reminded me. Xiao Xingyu, the assessment for Qinglong Academy is strict, and since you haven't accepted any adjustments, if you don't pass, you can't apply to other pre-sale academies. Then I can't apply to other pre-sale academies. I know the teacher's words are meant to discourage me, but I'm determined and won't give up on the exam. Chen Qinyan nodded slightly. Let's start the first test, the Lin Li value test. Hearing this, I placed my right hand on the age-measuring device, took a deep breath, and focused all my spiritual power. The crystal ball's surface showed a value of 316. Seeing this, Sujie laughed. I thought you were more capable. You can't even reach Qinglong Academy's threshold. Chen Qinyan sighed inwardly, hoping for a promising student from Qingfeng district. But the next second, his expression turned incredulous. The Lin Li value quickly shot up to 621 and kept rising fast. In just 10 seconds, it surpassed 900, finally stopping at 1028. The room went silent, and those who mocked me were speechless. A spiritual power value over 1,000 is seen as a sign of destiny, indicating a pre-sale master's potential to form future contracts. Every 100 points mean the ability to contract one pre-sale. A score of 1028 means I could become at least a 10-star pre-sale master. In recent decades, only a few 10-star pre-sale masters have emerged in the Dragon Nation. After a brief shock, Chen Qinyan announced the results, and candidates around me buzzed with chatter. A year ago, genius Ye Shuangning scored 1030, and I was just 2 points shy. This praise irked Sujie and Zhang Lina, who thought, what's this? The Qinglong Academy assessment has 2 parts. The next test is the pre-sale bloodline quality test, and he won't pass it. A staff member quietly told Chen Qinyan there was an issue with the spirit measuring device earlier, and the real score for this candidate is 1032. Chen Qinyan's pupils contracted, shocked I surpassed the Ye family genius. He told the staff not to reveal the machine issue publicly, then composed himself and announced the start of the second test, the pre-sale bloodline quality test. Candidate Xiao Xingyu, please summon your pre-sale. Hearing this, I raised my right hand, and the pre-sale article glowed red. Black Wind, your turn! Instantly, the ground rippled. The ground suddenly rose, revealing a blood aura array, and a massive shadow appeared. I wondered, have I formed a contract? What rare mythical beast is this? But as the black mist cleared, at the center was a husky just waking up. Chen Qinyan sighed, knowing that for pre-sales, bloodline quality is crucial, and limits future growth. The Gale Fist quality was too poor to evolve. Just as he was about to say I hadn't passed, the crowd's gaze at the Gale Dog grew excited, as it began evolving, transforming into a giant wolf as large as a heavy truck. Each fur strand looked like burning black flames. Chen Qinyan quickly used the pre-sale tester to check the initial form of the Hell-level Windwolf. It had Hellfire bloodline talent, fire and wind skills, Hell entanglement, and Hell roar. The purification path was unknown. The Winddog's evolution greatly shocked Sujie, who wondered about its future heights. He promptly announced that I passed the assessment and was admitted to Qinglong Academy, while Sujie and Zhang Lina planned to slip away. Seeing this, I shouted loudly, "Where are you headed? Not saying goodbye to your dad?" Sujie was puzzled. "Don't be so cocky, kid. What if I don't call you that?" My face turned cold. As Haifeng spoke, his huge paw pinned Sujie down, making him kneel, face red with anger. But he didn't dare show it. Through clenched teeth, he muttered, "Dad." Hearing this, I walked away, saying, "I don't have a useless son like you. Leave." Just then, Zhang Lina rushed up to me. "Xingyu, over the past 2.5 years, my feelings for you have deepened. Is there a chance for us to—" Before he finished, I walked away, saying, "I never look back." Seeing this, Zhang Lina dropped her pride, crying like a pear blossom in the rain, hoping to reconcile. But I ignored her, eager to share the news of getting into Qinglong Academy with my sister. As soon as the call connected, I couldn't wait to share the news, but a loud explosion cut the signal, leaving only beeps. My smile froze. Meanwhile, at the Qingfeng suburban farmers market, it had turned into a sea of fire. The dilapidated streets were filled with people's cries, "Run, the beasts have invaded!" The silver-haired beauty who raised the alarm is my sister, named Xiao Ruoshui. At that moment, a massive wind-driven tail stinger was less than a meter away from her. Xiao Ruoshui sensed the approaching danger, immediately turned her head, and discovered it was a beginner-level beast, the venom-tailed scorpion. I rushed to the farmer's market as fast as I could, the air thick with the scent of blood. I quickly found where my sister was, but the venom-tailed scorpion's stinger had already struck down, raising dust that made it impossible for me to tell if my sister was still alive. I could only run towards her recklessly, blood unknowingly seeping from my eyes. Suddenly, a system prompt popped up, showing Hellgale Wolf could use Hellhowl and Hellbind. I quickly hit confirm, ordering Black Wind to use both skills, but to my shock, Black Wind just stood there, staring at me. Meanwhile, the poison-tailed scorpion, after missing its last strike, aimed its sharp tail at Xiao Ruoshui again. Then I recalled the chant used by Qinglong Academy folks during the window-breaking event. I paused and started chanting, "In the chaos's start, the Heaven's Emperor hadn't judged yet. With blood as the bond, Zhao Ling is allied in the void. With blood as truth and salt as aid, heed the command and go. Instantly, Black Wind's size grew rapidly, charging at the venomous tail with incredible speed. The scorpion gathered energy in its mouth, and a wolf's howl pierced the air, hell's roar penetrating the venomous tail. The scorpion's foul-smelling innards were exposed to the murky air, and Black Wind's size returned to normal. I marveled at the power of a beastmaster. Suddenly, I remembered my sister was still there with the monster, but she was unharmed. Gently comforting the girl in her arms, she looked at her familiar, yet somewhat unfamiliar brother, puzzled. I held her hand and excitedly said, "Sister, I got into Qinglong Academy. I'm a beastmaster now." As I finished, Black Wind leapt into my arms. I introduced it to my sister as my contracted pre-sale hell-level wind wolf, Black Wind. The fleeing crowd saw the beast was dead and seemed a bit uneasy. Back at the market, the girl my sister saved quickly found her mom, ran into her arms and cried. Meanwhile, my sister and I went to the poison-tailed demon scorpion's body. When a magical beast dies, it leaves a golden box, known as a beast golden box. This one is just a basic poison attribute box, but it's a valuable resource for Black Wind's evolution. Rest assured, everyone, the beast is dead. As soon as I said this, the crowd immediately surrounded me. These neighbors have watched me grow up and are happy for me to become a pre-sale master. At this moment, the little girl walked up to me and said, "Brother, I want to become a pre-sale master like you in the future." I patted her head and nodded confidently. "I believe you will become a great pre-sale master." As night fell, I returned to my still unrepaired home. So much happened today that I quickly fell asleep, not noticing my sister by my bedside. She quietly lifted the blanket, revealing a subtle birthmark on my back, which, upon closer look, was a majestic dragon's head. Later, Xiao Rokshu went to the living room to make a call. The dragon's silent curse was still there, and the seal on the Dragon King's essence hadn't loosened. But how could Xiao Xingyu form a pre-sale contract? This isn't scientific. After a long silence on the other end, there was finally a response. "It seems this is destiny's arrangement, so just stay by Xiao Yu's side." Xiao Rokshu nodded slightly. "I understand. I will keep an eye on Xiao Yu." I used to be the school's underachiever, but now I'm the top student at a top-tier pre-sale academy, thanks to awakening a divine-level pre-sale system that reveals hidden evolution paths. I evolved the Gale group, which couldn't evolve before, into Hell in just 3 days. The Gale Wolf might even become the Divine Realm Yama Wolf someday. Time flew by, and it was time to report to school. My sister, Xiao Ruoxue, and I packed our luggage, ready to board the train, with many neighbors coming to see us off. Although the local specialties they gave me aren't worth much, the sentiment behind them is something money can't measure. Soon the train to Qinglong Academy pulled into the station. I waved goodbye to everyone, promising to visit them during the holidays. Just as my sister and I found our seats, an announcement came over the intercom. "Attention passengers, there are magical beasts along the railway ahead, which may cause some shaking in the train." An hour passed quickly, and the train safely passed through the dangerous area. I sighed in relief, as we were just 30 minutes from Longyan City. Suddenly, the carriage shook violently, and an announcement came on. "Attention passengers, group-type beasts ahead, three-eyed giants spotted, protect your life and property." Right after, large dents appeared on the train roof, and a three-eyed giant ape broke through, jumping into the carriage. Seeing this, I told my sister to hide and stay put, but as I was about to summon Black Wind, the ape lunged at me. At that critical moment, a fox rushed over, slapping the ape's face with its tail, and then a brave young lady ran up to me. "Silly boy, don't just stand there. Move back if you want to live." The young lady spun her spear, commanding her fox to use its skill. In a flash, the fox charged at the three-eyed giant ape like a yellow streak. Instinctively, I activated the eye of the demon god. The fox's attribute panel appeared. Three-tailed Thunder Fox, level extraordinary body 3rd stage. Thunder Fox bloodline of epic quality, attributes of thunder and wind elements. Evolution path from 3-tailed to 4-tailed, 5-tailed, 9-tailed Thunder Fox, with a hidden path to Extreme Shadow Red Electric Fox, Crimson Lotus Lightning Fox. Skills include 3-tailed Thunderstorm, where 3 tails sweep the enemy, causing electric shock damage with a 1-second stun effect. The skill Thunder Flash lets you dodge enemy attacks quickly while striking them with lightning. After checking the attribute panel, I was a bit surprised. Isn't the girl with the 3-tailed Thunder Fox and spear Qin Yanren the daughter of the Celestial Guild's president? But I didn't. I quickly let my guard down and told the other passengers to leave the carriage. Since three-eyed giant apes are social creatures, there couldn't be just one. Suddenly, 2 more apes jumped in. I quickly made a contract magic circle and summoned Black Wind. Qin Yanran had just taken down 1 ape, but the other 2 tried to sneak attack her. I quickly told Black Wind to use Hell's Bind. Black Wind's mouth gathered black flames, turning into chains that tightly bound the 3 apes. Then, Qin Yanran and I subdued them completely. Qin Yanran was surprised and said, "I didn't know you were a Beastmaster too.
Thanks a lot for before. I smiled and said, no problem. But sister, has your pre-sale been overly excited in battles and then listless, even showing self-harm tendencies? I asked because I saw new data on the three-tailed thunderfox, showing a pre-sale state of depression and low spirits. The diagnosis is PTSD, and the treatment involves crushing anhum flowers and soaking them in hot water. By incorporating a lightning catalyst and subsequently the fully dissolved water attribute beast core, Qin Yanran appeared puzzled by my analysis and inquired, how do you know this? I nonchalantly explained that it was PTSD. I had observed this in the pre-sale symptom guide, and the three-tailed thunderfox is susceptible to it. Upon hearing this, Qin Yanran excitedly gave me a gentle pat and said, I was curious why Xiao Xiao hasn't been smiling recently. It turns out she's unwell. Thank you, big brother. From now on, you're my little brother. Just then, my sister Xiao Roshu came over, separated us, and looked at Qin Yanran kindly, saying, sorry, he's not anyone's little brother. He's my most loved and cherished brother. Hearing this, Qin Yanran's competitive spirit was sparked. She pulled me over in front of my sister and said, oh really? Then from now on, he's my brother, Qin Yanran's brother. At that moment, I felt helpless, never imagining two women would argue over me. By 3 in the afternoon, I finally reached Qinglong Academy for the freshman ceremony. The dean, Lin Kang, smiled and said, welcome new students to Qinglong Academy. Please be patient. Just as he finished, a sound shattered the clouds, and a mature figure on a winged lion descended. The new students watched excitedly. It was their first time seeing Xian, the Lion King. Su Ruyan then took the microphone and looked down at the new students. Congrats to all of you for being admitted to Qinglong Academy. But I must remind everyone, whether you're from a noble family or a humble background, you must follow my rules at Qinglong Academy, especially the 8th rule. If conflicts arise between students, regardless of right or wrong, they must be resolved through a duel, and the loser must apologize to the winner. Hearing this, I admired Su Rian's thoughtful approach. The 8th rule may seem harsh, but it prevents noble students from abusing power and allows common students to seek justice through their own efforts. After the ceremony, all new students returned to their classes. As soon as I walked into class 1 to 3, a classmate pointed at me and shouted, you're Xiao Xing Yu, the one with spiritual power like senior sister Yening Shuang, and you're in my class. Just then, Chen Qinian entered the room, looking serious, and told everyone to sit. He wrote his name on the board saying, I'm Chen Qinian, your homeroom teacher. I hope you all succeed at Qinglong Academy. Opening the pre-sale guide, he said, let's start with the theory of pre-sale. Its strength mainly depends on two things. The pre-sale level stage. The known levels, from low to high, are initial, mature, complete, transcendent, and beast king form. Then, there's the bloodline quality of the pre-sale. Records show it ranges from inferior to superior, with higher quality suppressing lower ranks. Also, pre-sale attributes can cause mutual restraint and suppression, like the 5 common ones: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The 5 main pre-sale attributes are metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, and their mutual restraint is called the 5 elements mutual restraint. Beyond these, other attributes can mutate, like killing and thunder attributes, among others not listed. In no time, half the class had passed. With my photographic memory from the Eye of the Demon God, I memorized the textbooks and dozed off, only to be startled by Chen Qinian throwing chalk at my head. Xiao Xingyu, stand up. You're bold, daring to sleep in my class. So tell me, what's the weak point of the demon lizard? If you can't answer, pack your things and leave. I entered the nation's top pre-sale academy as the top scorer, but on day 1, the homeroom teacher challenged me, demanding I state the weak point of the demon lizard in 3 seconds. If I couldn't answer, I had to pack up and leave immediately. Without needing to think, I gave the correct answer. The weak point of the demon lizard is the venom sac under its abdomen. Chen Qinian was stunned. He asked again, where does the Ningbing giant crocodile beast usually live? I quickly replied, near Shuangjiang Lake in the southern bird dragon kingdom, and the cold pool waterfall under Kunlun Glacier. Chen Qinian was shocked. If you meet a hunting sky tiger in the wild, what should you do? I said, put your ID in your mouth and find a shady spot to lie down. The class was puzzled, asking why. I explained. Because the hunting sky tiger is a beast king body variant level magical beast. Only beastmasters above 6 stars can fight it. If we rookies meet a demon lion hunting sky tiger in the wild, there's no escape. There's no other way, so I choose to hold my ID card in my mouth to help my family identify my body. Finding a spot under a tree to lie down can prevent decomposition. Hearing this, Chen Qinian's mouth twitched, and after a pause, he finally said, I'll give you full marks for this answer. Xiao Xingyu, the questions I just asked are from the last chapters. How did you... Before he could finish, I took out a few textbooks from my desk, having already completed 13 books. My classmates looked at me with envy and jealousy. Surprised I finished the entire semester's course in just 20 minutes of class. Seeing this, Mr. Chen asked the students to study on their own and took me out for a moment. In the hallway, I quickly apologized. Mr. Chen, I'm sorry. I promise I won't sleep in class again. Mr. Chen shook his head, looking curious. Not because of that. You finished the whole semester's theory course in less than half a class. I chuckled and complimented, saying it was thanks to Mr. Chen's great teaching. Hearing this, Mr. Chen clenched his fists. Don't flatter me, kid. Since you've already finished the theory course, go learn something deeper. Here's a library card for Qinglong Academy. With it, you can enter the Qinglong library anytime and borrow books for free. Go ahead. I have nothing more to teach. Later, I went to the Qinglong library, home to thousands of books on training against magical beasts. I found a corner, sat down, and started flipping through books. With the eye of the demon god, which lets me remember everything I see, I finished 2 books in a minute. Just then, a well-dressed young man entered the library. He's Vice Principal Wang Dongsheng's son. Wang Yan announced he'd taken over the Qinglong library today, ordering male students out and female students to stay and read with him. As he approached, several girls trembled in fear. Annoyed by the noise, I tossed a book at Wang Yan's head, saying, "Bullying girls, still want to act like a hero?" Wang Yan shouted angrily, "Who are you talking nonsense about being a hero?" Then, a girl behind me tugged my sleeve, whispering, "You should leave quickly. He's Vice Principal Wang Dongsheng's son. We can't afford to mess with him." I laughed coldly. So he's a vice dean's son. No wonder he's arrogant. Hearing this, Wang Yan was furious. "If you know what's good for you, kneel and apologize now." As he finished, I suddenly kicked Wang Yan in the groin. His scream echoed through the library. His sidekick quickly asked, "Young Master Wang, are you okay? Need a hospital?" Wang Yan clutched his groin, eyes bloodshot, growling, "What a joke. Do you even know who I am? Today, I'll show you what Qinglong Academy is all about. Who has the final say at Jinlong Academy?" Just then, Su Ruyan, the principal of Qinglong Academy, entered the library with an arrogant tone. "I didn't realize Qinglong Academy was under your control. Wang Yan, I've already grasped the situation. Since there's a conflict between you two, it will be settled according to the 8th school rule. If students have a conflict, regardless of right or wrong, it must be resolved with a duel on stage, and the loser must apologize." 15 minutes later, the arena was packed, and all the students came to watch with snacks. Chen Qinian looked at me on stage, his expression serious. Knowing Wang Yan's presale is a legendary 6-turn split treasure bloodline, there's uncertainty if I, a genius dark horse, can win. As the referee announced the match's start, Wang Yan activated the magic array commanding, "Ice Flame, crush her." A leopard with sharp blades appeared. My demon god's eye triggered the initial stage of the 6-claw split skyburst, featuring the legendary Ice Seal dual system talent, Mysterious Ice Freeze. Each attack adds freezing damage, slowing the enemy's movement and attack speed by 30%. The Cold Sky Ice-Breaking Ball locks onto the target, exploding instantly, with shattered ice blades forming a wide-range attack. After checking the attribute panel, I looked serious. I didn't expect the 6-clawed sky-splitting leopard to have dual attributes. I then activated the pre-sale article to summon Black Wind. With a howl, the Gale Wolf, covered in dark hellfire, appeared. At this moment, Su Ruyan in the VIP section looked curious. I've never seen Xiaoxing use pre-sale before. It seems like an evolved version of the Gale Dog, which was always seen as a useless pre-sale with no evolution path. How did Xiaoxing Yu do this? Wang Yan displayed no mercy, aiming to seize control by directing the 6-clawed Sky Leopard to unleash its lethal maneuver, Ice-Shattering Foreclaws. The leopard sprang forward, its claws emanating a chilling aura as they locked onto Black Wind. I swiftly instructed Black Wind to employ serpentine maneuvers. Black Wind darted across the arena, skillfully evading the claws, yet it was still struck a few times. Its shoulders